The world remedy. It is very simple, and you already know it deep down. And yes, it is all connected. Poverty causes fear, that limits the ability to learn, and when education is further disabled by desperately poor teachers who must put food on their table above all else, in the process they will of course coerce their students into memorization, and as you have no doubt discovered yourself, on paper, temporary memorization is indistinguishable from comprehension. But even if you were learning for real, education is not about knowledge. It's about tools of creativity. It's about inheritance of wisdom and the culture of greatness. You don't memorize the formulas. You independently reinvent them with the tools that you discover. But the key thing here is inheritance of culture of greatness. When this is denied, humanity is robbed of a sense of dignity. A permeating sense of dignity prevents the emergence of false leaders. They are asked to step down in disgrace long before their rise. You have to understand that poverty is a political failure. It has nothing to do with you. You have to stop being afraid of it so that you can learn for real. You have to make room for inheriting the culture of great beings and gaining a sense of dignity that will prevent manipulators from rising. There's nothing that a crook can do for you but send your children to fight in war, a war that they ignited, if not downright started, for the sole purpose of rebooting the national economy that they themselves collapsed with corruption. For all the terrible things, self-education is the only way to fix that which is broken. Meaningful education is a force of prevention. It changes the future before it happens. It works like magic before corruption emerges. Please, you can't sit in a classroom waiting for education to be beamed into you. The only thing good about high school is that at that point you are still young. But you are still not allowed to just memorize for grades, or you will destroy the world. Yeah. Certainly, the world of your grandkids. You have to take education seriously. If you have something more powerful than learning programming, please go for it. But it must happen daily, and every day you must become more powerful at it. No, you may not wait for the university. That may not be there in the future. The moment this poem ends, you go on a bookmarking safari to find your favorite video channels that will teach you JavaScript ES6, HTML, XML, CSS, Electron, and NWJS, and finally Node. Don't let people pull you into TypeScript or Rust. They do not know what they are doing. And C and C++ will come to you if you have time for it in life. An untyped or duck-typed language can be easily translated into whatever by AI. But you will never need that, because programmers of languages other than JavaScript will spend years reinventing the browser, XML, CSS, and what is already easy to accomplish in a web browser. They don't know it. They won't know it for many years. But that is where they are all headed, to create crippled versions of what is already available in a browser. You should graduate high school as a powerful programmer. That's the least you should learn in high school. Do not be scared of being held back to make room for exposing fake education. Your future employer, if they are truly worthy of you, wants to see fire. Wants to see you standing up for authentic education that changes lives, not this regurgitated memorization junk that doesn't do anything. You can't pretend that memorization is a form of education, and the GPA is meaningless if all you are doing is cramming. It's fraud. It's fraud that will keep you uneducated. When you are ready, you need to set off for adventure. Crossing the Appalachian Trail, Pacific Crest Trail, and the Continental Divide Trail, please be safe. And you have to listen to all the world's most powerful narrated books. This is where you will have the maturity and openness of mind to accept your intellectual inheritance, all the works of great beings, and much of each of their culture. You should learn camping and hiking as soon as possible. Do not wait for spring or summer. You need to master camping in the snow. It is true that you are not a passive observer, though you should aim to become the most powerful participant that you can imagine. Very powerful and smart people are playing games with humanity. There are great intelligent computers calculating everything, and game theory is but the first stepping stone into what they are doing. You have to aim to become a writer, an artist, someone who can speak to the entire world. Do not aim to become an activist. Do not stick your head out. That is no longer safe. Your personal aim is to grow all the way up until you become a great being and leave a long-lasting legacy. But in the larger scope of things, it is to bring back the barrier of dignity that cuts down madmen before they rise, and prevent the worst of the future before the bad people emerge so that they will never endanger you. In a word, you are a warrior. You and your generation is almost all that the future has.